So this is lesson number 38, ratio problems in Algebra 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to first of all spend a minute looking at fractions. Anytime you have a fraction like that, that is 3 out of 4. It can be called 3/4. It is 3 divided by 4. And it's also the ratio 3 to 4. And it all means the same thing. It means that there are 4 pieces in the whole, and we're interested in 3 of those 4. So that's what that means. And so for this section, we're going to call it a ratio. And if I have 6 over 8, notice that those are the same thing. It's just that 6 over 8 hasn't been reduced, but they're still equal to each other. And when you have 2 ratios and they're equal to each other, we call them proportions. So if you look in your book, it has the spelling, if you can't read my writing. It's called a proportion. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare our ratios, because sometimes we know 3 out of the 4 numbers. And in order to find the 4th number, we have to use a certain system, and then we can solve those. And that system is called cross multiplication or cross products. And what that means is that this product, when you multiply, must be equal to this one. And if they are, then you have a true proportion. So in this one, 3 times 8 is 24, 4 times 6 is 24, so you have a proportion. So that makes it so if we don't have one of the numbers, we can quickly and easily be able to find out what that number is that's missing. Because then we take 6 times x, cross multiply, set that equal to 3 times 8, which is 24. That doesn't look like a 24. So 6x equals 24. We divide by 6, we divide by 6, x equals 4. And then that number then would go right there, which is what we have up there. So it's called cross multiplication. So if we look at example number 1, it pretty much goes through exactly what I just did. We have 4 over, in this case, m, and that equals to 21 over 5. And again, it doesn't matter what letter they use. I don't know why they use an n or an m, but 4 times 5 is 20. We divide by 21, divide by 21, and m equals 20 over 21. And it doesn't really matter what kind of weird number you come up with. That's the number that goes in there, 20 over 21. So you can have a fraction over a fraction, not a big deal. Alright, so this gives us a chance then to be able to do story problems with proportions. And they're really fairly easy here. So what I do is read the problem, and first of all I see if they give me a ratio. And they do. 38.2, top of page 154. The ratio of pigs to goats in the barnyard was 7 to 5. 7 to 5. And one of the things I do is I label pigs to goats, just so I know that pigs are on top and goats are on bottom. You could do it the other way around and do 5 goats over 7 pigs. That's the nice thing about ratios, is it doesn't matter what goes on top, what goes on bottom, as long as you label it. So we have 7 pigs to 7 goats. If there are 91 pigs, how many goats are there? So notice why I labeled, so I know that pigs are always on top and goats are always on bottom. Or if I flip them around, the goats would be on top and the pigs would be on the bottom. So this is the one I don't know. So then I do my cross multiplication. 7x equals 45. Oops, I'm sorry. 5 times 91. Missed that. So it's 455. And divide by 7. Divide by 7. X equals 455 divided by 7, which is equal to 65. I don't know why I put a 4 there. So 65 goats is how many I have. So when I have 91 pigs, I have 65 goats. Alright, let's look at the second example here, and then that will be it for this lesson. You can always tell when a lesson is going to be fairly simple when they only give you two examples here. So in the same barnyard, the ratio of chickens to ducks is 9 to 4. Alright, let's do it the other way around. Let's make it 4 to 9. 4 to 9. So ducks came second, so that's going to go here because the 4 came second. And chickens was first and 9 was first, so that's going to be ducks to chickens or chickens to ducks, doesn't matter, like I say. And I know that over here I'm going to have ducks on top and chickens on bottom. So there were 108 chickens. How many ducks were there? So I'm not going to use X, I'm just going to use D for duck. Okay, so I'm going to take that. 9 ducks, 9 times D. Okay, because this just represents chickens, so we already know we have 9. 4 times 108, which is 432. Divide by 9, divide by 9. Ducks equals 48. Because 48 times 9 gives me 432. Okay, so when there are 108 chickens, there are 48 ducks. So that's it for lesson number 38.